Hello beautiful people and welcome back. So my previous video, I talked about fitness myths and things that I see so often, especially as a gym owner, clients coming in and out. I will link that at the end if you want to check that out. One of those things is you can't have a six pack, right? Barring some health issues, it's not that most people can't get a six pack. It's that with their current life and the things they're not willing to change, they can't get a six pack. If you are that person, you want to have abs, how do you do it? How do you walk around with a six pack year round? How do you walk around at that level of lean?
Actually, I like to put in the whole egg.
What the hell did you just put in your mouth?
This is what I typically see with clients. This is what I typically see just in general. There are always the genetic freaks among us, right? They are just living their life, rippling lean, bless their souls. They did something right in a past life. Most of us, not genetic freaks. Parents aren't Olympic athletes, supermodels, things of that nature. First thing is your basics are covered 99% of the time. I think this is a given, but I want you to actually think about this and not blow this off. Your water intake, your stress management, your sleep, especially recovery management. These all sound very cliche and you're like, yeah, duh, of course, whatever. I'm like pretty good about those things. No, they have to be super on point. Basically, all of the other things on this list are reliant on those things being in place. So if you have no idea where to start, stop the video now, get those things in order. The next thing, your typical 85-15, as far as 85% whole foods that are really nutritious and micronutrients, 15% is like the fun stuff, your drink after dinner, your date night, your pizza, whatever it is, very occasionally. That's what I recommend to most people, is about that 85-15 balance. If you want to walk around with dick skin abs, that kind of goes closer to the 98-2. 98% of the time, you're on point. What does this mean? It means you become Tupperware guy. Become Tupperware guy. That's what it takes. With that, the next one is that you're now boring. Welcome. The late nights, the 10 margaritas deep with your girlfriends, all of those things, those go away. Once, twice, 3 times a year? Yeah, of course. This one especially though is super dependent on really where you distribute your weight. This video is kind of, I guess, more generally geared to like having insane muscle definition and kind of a low body fat percentage overall. For most people, that's going to be the equivalent of being able to see their abs. If it is abs specifically and you're a person that holds your weight there, this is going to be on the more extreme side, rather than if you're someone that doesn't tend to genetically store fat there, it might be one of the areas that leans out a little bit sooner. So you can kind of gauge that. Either way, again, not a genetic freak, it's gonna be pretty damn close to perfect most of the time. When you go out, when you're doing things that are gonna mess with your recovery, like drinking, repeat after me, thanks, I'm fine with a Diet Coke. Every time your friends are shitting on you. For me, drinking wasn't super hard to give up. I drink probably 2 or 3 times a year now, but I know for a lot of people, like that's a center point of like social gatherings. So you have to weigh your social health. If your social well-being is going to tank, if you can never go get drinks with your friends, this might not be worth it to you. Next one is that you have to actually have abs, which everybody has abs. You have a core system that holds you upright. However, some people are not going to have the abs developed that they want to see. If you want blocky, square, 6-pack abs, those have to be developed through resistance training. Some people, again, more genetically disposed to certain shaped abs. There are people that their abs just aren't going to show through that way, and that's okay. However, just the actual muscle definition in general, if your core is not strong enough, big enough, etc., you haven't actually put any resistance to it, you might get really lean and realize that you don't actually have a ton of muscle left to reveal. Make sure that you have a solid core that you're whittling down fat in front of to reveal abs, and that you're not going to reveal just a flatter stomach if that's not what you're looking for. Next one is to get honest. This is hard because
that's just my opinion. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody got something to say.
I'm inherently asking you to question very basic things you understand about yourself. So if your thought about yourself is I'm really good with sleep, but you never go to bed and wake up at the same time, you don't have a bedtime routine, you don't have a morning routine, all of those things are not in place, just because you're getting roughly 8 hours doesn't mean that those are a quality 8 hours. Question all of those things. If you stick to your diet really well, you constantly finish your kids' dinners, or you're picking snacks up here and there and a handful of this, that is not what I'm talking about. When you are looking for extraordinary extraordinary results, the ridiculousness of your everyday processes gets extraordinary. Try to remember that if this was not that way, everybody would walk around with a six-pack. This kind of leads into prioritizing your goals above everything else. So barring emergencies, kids, things like that, you really have to start putting this first. It's not, oh, well, it's my anniversary, I get to indulge. That goes away. Your goals are first. You can go out for your anniversary, but you're going to order X, Y, and Z that aligns with your goals. It's not that you can't do it. It's that there's not a lot of times that don't count. And I think a lot of people write certain things off because it's X occasion or it's this or it's hot out, whatever. Those go away. And those stories that we tell ourselves about when it's okay to overdo it and all of that, a lot of us have it in some capacity. Questioning those and actually going, oh wait, no, like this is still a day in my life that I have to work towards this. It's challenging, but you have to get really, really honest with yourself. Then you are going to do these things consistently, day in and day out, for way longer than you ever thought you would need to, through setbacks, through years, through funerals, through birthdays, through everything. You have to be able to do this through life's up and downs if you want to maintain this year round. Downs are extremely challenging to continue to be an absolute savage towards your goals. Life isn't perfect. You don't live in a vacuum. It's going to be very difficult to maintain this and expect your life to go perfectly. So if this seems absolutely ridiculous, I seem completely out of touch, all of that, good. This is ridiculous. That's why I made this video. There's a reason that I can tell you exactly how to get gorgeous, dick skin, veiny abs. And yet, I don't walk around like that. It's not that I don't know how to get abs, it's that I like to have my date night. I like to eat pizza. I like to have a beer occasionally. Slightly lower body fat percentage that I would need to really see like awesome Instagram level abs. It's just not worth the trade-off to me. Most people have to find something that is worth their trade-off. So if you are not willing to give up your wine every single night, that's a trade-off. That is a little bit of leanness that you may not be able to access without doing that. That's not to say that you can't tighten up other things, but if you are not willing to really address every single thing, try to manage your expectations as far as your results go. If you can find that balance, not driving yourself insane and also really liking the way you look, it's very motivating to keep going that way rather than chasing something that's just not attainable with how you actually want to live your life and what's gonna make you happy. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, please drop them below and have a fabulous rest of your day, guys.